All right, y'all. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Moody Starr. So, before I get started, um, waking up from what do they like to call those things when you like had some good herbiage, um, or if you had like a very good meal, a very nice meal. Um, Sometimes like when you overwork yourself so much, you tend to your body, I would say, tends to shut down. So because your body tends to shut down, when you pass out, you pass out. So apparently I was supposed to do a nightcap around 11 or 12. And apparently I had a weed coma. Yes. So I'm just now waking up. Okay. Feeling amazing. This is the first time I actually had Mary Chain in about like almost 2 months consecutively. You know what I'm saying? First time in about 2 months that I had some Mary Jane. And I realized how much I've been overworking myself, bro. I've been overworking myself. All right. So pretty much I'm just at this point where, you know, I'm finally understanding like, my place in life as far as like the retention journey goes, as far as like the spiritual journey goes, as far as like the matrix life goes. Um, I'm understanding the power I have within. And it's crazy. All you gotta do if you really want to enjoy life, bro, like just vibe off of some things for a little bit, bro. 20 to 30 days max. Simple. Okay. So in today's live, of course I got some notes or whatnot, but we'll get into that. But I am currently going over like the energetic field that's happening right now. The moon is kind of full. Uh, my time right now it's 1:55 in the morning. So I don't know what country some of y'all might be tuning in from, but it's nighttime over here. Everybody's asleep. I'm the only one awake. Um, so I feel amazing right now, bro. I feel amazing. I'm finding my place in life, and that's a good thing to experience. All the work, all the videos, the positive self talk, all that, is starting to like accumulate and show itself, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to experience. Okay, so what have I been recently dealing with? Because at times this retention journey definitely can get weird. And I think I spoke on it a little bit in my last live when I was talking about like, people start doing weird, peculiar things. And it's just like left field type shit. Whole time. Cause again, when you retain your energy, you're supposed to be positive, self knowing of self, like relaxed, chill. Even when life gets crazy, you still have to take care of life. But people in particular do weird things, strange things. And I spoke on this on a neurological scale, and how I'm trying to talk about this right now. I don't know which direction I want to honestly go. I don't know if I want to look at this in a humorous way or if I want to be serious. But that's the crazy thing about that, because I'm in the process of utilizing my life force energy. If you are unaware of this thing, life force energy, chi energy, essentially when you refrain from doing some bullshit, because everybody loves doing bullshit, a lot of people are addicted to doing bullshit. Okay. So you kind of hinder yourself if you're doing something all the time. If you're doing something like, if I go live all the time, I'm actually yes, I'm building myself, but at the same time, you're doing too much. You feel me? Especially if you're doing one thing or saying the same thing over and over. You feel me? So with that being said, like taking a step back and just realizing like, oh, okay, cool. Man, let my body recharge. You know, let me refocus myself. You know, learn how to put your phone on do not disturb and really focus, you'll be surprised at how many people actually pull at your energy. I spoke on energy vampires and how energy vampires essentially what do they do? A typical energy vampire is not going to be looking like Dracula. You get what I'm saying? A typical energy vampire is they may have a smile on their face. It might be your job. It could be any outside, you know, influence that can really, try to mess with your energetic body. That's the thing. We talk about the physical, but we don't understand what our energy does as far as like our energy field. So there's a whole bunch of fancy words. In other words, there's a whole bunch of fancy words to describe what I'm trying to say. Everybody has this superpower. You feel me? It could be a superpower or it could be your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Energy is energy. It got to get used. So it's going to either be used by you or somebody else is going to use you for your energy. It's like energy is kind of like currency or money for real. You feel me? The more value that you build and you put into yourself, type shit, like legitimately, that's how I would say the vat. So put it like this: like when you look at money from different countries, it holds a certain value, right? So it's showing you that currency has its own value. If you have spiritual currency and you don't put in work on yourself, if you're not self-aware, and I'm in my teaching mode right now, okay, because that's the vibe that I'm taking right now. I'm in my teaching mode. Sometimes people be getting it misconstrued, like when I be speaking and stuff. Like I be like my information sometimes come off as being a little funny, satire, and it's not a thing that I purposely try to do, but I love understanding the human brain, the chemical reactions that happen within the human brain. Um, these chemical reactions play a big uh, role on your actions of what you do in life. Like you are literally like a series of chemical reactions that's going on within the brain. See your nervous system. See, this is why I love biology. I love science. But growing up, if you used to ask me what the fuck they was talking about, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck this is. It's a whole bunch of molecules just bumping into each other, and I'm halfway falling asleep in the class and shit. But I think it's because of the setting and the fact that like school low key kind of like is the cousin of jail, low key. If you look at schools and shit and just like the setup of it, it's they're in the same realm as far as setup goes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to talk down on public schools or anything because I went to a public school. But yeah, I'm the type of person that I like to speak on the truth, but I also understand that people don't like the truth. Motherfuckers don't like the truth, believe it or not. So, but what was I saying? Oh yeah. So basically though, going back to the whole journey or whatnot, I've recently learned how to literally just center myself and put my phone on do not disturb and really focus. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat. Shout out. Okay, yeah, we finally talking now. Okay, we're almost 10 minutes in. Because for a second, it felt like I was just talking to myself. See, this is the thing, dog. Like, if you gonna get into the live, I appreciate it. Some of us content creators sometimes get self conscious of like, is anybody even listening? Is this message landing? Type shit. So drop a W or 100 in the in the comment section. Will be good for my psyche and for y'all psyche too. Oh no, you good, you good. You said sorry, just tuned in. See the thing about it, bro. Sometimes I be too impatient when um. Hey yo, bro, doing a great job, man. All right, appreciate you, dog. Was K. I'm just calling you was K. BK, KKK. Oh, KKK. I'm sorry, that was showing my age, bro. I hate when I be showing my age. That should be like crazy as hell. Motherfuckers think that I'm young, but I'm really like kind of old. I'm reaching unk status, but I don't look like unk. But I'm reaching that status. I ain't gonna hold you. But so yeah, like I was saying though, bro, recentering myself is a big thing. You get what I'm saying? And when you guys are on this journey, you said K behind the op clicks. Okay. Word. Nah, you know what? Sometimes it's when I be reading different at names on YouTube, it'd be a lot of trolls and stuff. So and I'm doing my best to consistently go live so that way I recognize like who's who. Like somebody jumped in a live with a username Dick Slayer or some shit like that. And I guess they try to be funny. I'm just like, whatever, I'm gonna give you the time of day because I don't give a fuck. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't have nothing better to do. So, I try my best to, recognize who's who in the chat and go from there. But I said I feel like staying grounded is hella important once you reach the big boy retention days, like 90 plus days. Absolutely, dog. Grounding is key because if you don't ground, um, you're either gonna run wild like a wild beast, or someone is going to put your legs in the air. Pause. But in other words, somebody's gonna take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want people to put your legs in the air. Okay? Pause. That's a terrible thing to say. It's very terrible. But nah, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And it's like something that's literally infinite. So this is a perfect example, like for like energy vampires. Energy vampires, they take advantage of people who are like, if you're on retention, if you're like 30 plus days or 60 plus days or 90 plus days, energy vampires are at your doorstep. And they come in many forms. Again, they don't have to be some type of like um Dracula looking motherfucker or somebody from The Walking Dead. Like it could be looking like a completely normal person. People have a lot of different reasons as to why they want to be around you. Do you know when you're like the reason why? All right, put it like this, bro. The brain chooses states, right? Okay, we about to get a little scientifical, metaphysical, but the brain chooses states to be in based on who you're around or based on your internal world. So, for example, if you know two of your best friends that like every time when you guys link up, if you guys worked at the same job, if y'all had the same job, going and having these experiences based on like you and your friend like being locked in, more than likely you're probably going to be naturally lighter, funnier. You know what I'm saying? When you're around people that you can relate to, your brain automatically shifts into this state of like, okay, cool, we got inside jokes. Okay, I'm the man. That's my wingman type shit. We gonna be getting these hoes. We thinking the same thing. The boss is stupid as fuck. All this dumb shit, right? Your brain jumps into a state based on your internal world or based on whoever you are around. So this is why it's very important to understand like the more you are around people, the more like you're gonna absorb their energy based on the thoughts, based on the patterns, based on what they eat, based on if they gossip or not. You're gonna unconsciously pick up those patterns. Got to keep it at the alpha brainwave, monitoring that inner world, theta and gamma during meditation. Got you. So you mean to tell me? So 'cause we gotta make sure like I'm teaching, but I'm also learning. You said got to keep that alpha brain wave monitoring that inner world. So the alpha brain state monitors the inner world, and the theta gamma state is more so. I mean, you say use it during meditation. Does that like does that help with the outer world? I'm a researcher. Actually, shit. You gave me a good idea to put in a prompt. You said there's different brain wave states, different frequencies. I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza. Theta is like the subconscious. All right, that's a bit. So what we gonna do is going to I'm gonna go ahead and check out this reference so I don't forget it. Listen, I am when it comes to like science, neuroscience, understanding the brain, understanding electromagnetic energy, that shit sounds fancy as fuck. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit sounds like amazing. So with that being said, I don't want to get caught up in like the fancy words of just feeling good about this information. Like I really want to understand my inner workings. So, in order to understand the inner workings, you have to understand what certain terminologies mean. The So basically, what we're gonna do real quick. Let me get this. Appreciate the appreciate you chiming in. By the way, bro. Because I ain't gonna hold you. I would have been in here just like instant downloads and stuff. If people don't talk to, that's the thing about it, bro. I'm gonna let you know because this type of information and everything, it's hard for me to actually have conversations with people because based off of my mindset, and sometimes people who I talk to or my ideas tend to go over a lot of people's heads. So, you know, if I could relate, if we could chop it up, then that's what's up. That's saying something about you. You feel me? So I appreciate it. All right. So what we're gonna do. There are different states, frequencies. Okay. I'm gonna do this verbatim type shit, or damn, bro. I wish I had like Apple products. I don't have Apple products right now. So what we gonna do? I'm gonna have to. All right. So my inner workings is literally telling me right now, like it's just a lot going on with downloads and shit. So let me keep this. Hold on, wait, real quick. I'm gonna put in a prompt real quick for chat. All right, my dog said my last big streak, I wasn't able to sleep. I had so much energy cultivated, it was low key driving me insane. Got to keep it at that alpha brain wave, monitoring that inner world. Theta says theta and gamma during meditation. Okay, there's different brain waves, different frequencies. I learned. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to put you on Front Street, my boy. Theta is like the subconscious. I'm just checking out, keeping up with. My dog said, "Do I have a TikTok?" Yes, I do. I do have a TikTok, but it's random as fuck. Like I don't just be. I don't dedicate like my life to talking about this because I am a regular person just like you. I like to play basketball. You feel me? I don't know if I'm like too interesting. I think I'm very interesting. Okay. It's just again, it just be going over everybody's head. So like by the time people like figure this out, like so it's probably gonna be like a year or two from now. Um, Based on, just like my energy and what I bring to the table as far as like, adding my 2 cents to the world, trying to make the world a better place or, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I ain't really trying to save the world. I'm just trying to like be myself, essentially. But yeah, I am on TikTok, but I just be posting random shit. Food. Um, but what I plan, like once I get some clippers for my content, um, I can start posting some of these like on TikTok. Like I don't really care. What the hell is going on with this? What the fuck? All this movement. What I says 11 was 11:11. Shit, it's 2:13 a.m. over here. Bro, I've been watching you since 11th grade. I'm 21 now. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. And you know the crazy thing about it, bro? Like I still ain't like, like I've accomplished stuff. That's like a 5-year window. I accomplished things through my journey, and God has humbled me, but it's okay. I think God humbled me because I needed to relearn and also like understand understand the information that I'm researching, because semen retention and meditation and a lot of other spiritual practices, um, nigga, it take years to actually understand. You feel me? It take years, years of failing. It take years of going through shit, understanding why you need to do it. So, I think that's the valuable lesson that I learned throughout the journey, and how, the journey's ups and downs. And it's like I feel like I'm reaching a new peak now. This is the most I've consecutively went live since I started my channel. I've seen you get that car and shit. I remember that video. I was so proud. Dog, who you telling, man? Shit, I was proud too. Sometimes, I don't usually watch my older content, but yeah, nah, bro. I'd be like, dang, bro, like I was here, I did this. And then some of the videos that I watched, I remember like some of the women I was dating at the time too. So it was just like, it's nostalgic as fuck for sure. But yeah, I've been through a lot, bro. I lost everything, but I gained so much more. You feel me? I gained something that is everlasting. Y'all ever this might be before some of y'all time, but I remember like back in elementary school, I used to wear these shoes. I used to wear Shacks, and I used to wear these shoes called Everlasts. I don't know if you guys know about that. But the Everlast shoes, this ain't no Nike, no Gucci, no, you know what I'm saying? That, like, I used to wear Everlasts. And back in the day, those were considered like Bobo shoes. That's what we used to call them back then. Like, man, nigga, Bobos, they cost $1.99. Bobos, they fit real fine. Bobos. So like, it's just a reminder of how far I came, because I started with the Bobos, but then I had my time where I had, like, the Jordans. I like the 12s, and I think the my favorite ones are the 12s or the 10s. I don't know. Then I had some Harachis, and then eventually, got the car, got the girl, got my own spot. You feel me? But I didn't get I never like actually had property in my name, but I have had to, like, be overseeing different properties and shit like that. So I had my moments, bro. You said the Jordan Retro 12s go hard. Yeah, those are my favorite ones, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and while I was living in Central Florida, I don't know if I told you guys, but I was actually robbed by a crackhead. But he didn't do it like broad daylight. He didn't aggressively come up to me. He was very strategic in how he robbed me. He robbed me for my hoodie, some of my clothes. So probably got me for some money as well. But I was actually robbed by a crackhead. That actually happened. I was mad as fuck because I didn't know when he did it. I think he did it while I was either at work, um, or while I was asleep, one of the two. Because I think I woke up one day. Okay, so I have to tell you contents behind how I got robbed by this crackhead. But that situation, maybe during story time, I'll talk about that. But that situation was kind of like bizarre, for lack of a better term. But that's when I had first got my car and I was in Central Florida. But yeah, that's when I got robbed. And then I actually had one of my roommates. I think I remember telling y'all this, but one of my roommates thought that I stole their Gucci belt, and apparently it was the overseer of the property who actually stole the Gucci belt, so he can make it seem like I stole the Gucci belt. This young nigga got mad as hell, and my new car, he went outside and attacked. Instead of like trying to fight me, he pulls my car door handle off. Just mad, just throwing a temper tantrum because he thought that I stole his Gucci belt. I remember that shit, bro. I had just got the car maybe like a couple months ago. So niggas is already hating. Crazy work on my first. That's the first car that I financed. But the person, the overseer of the place that I was living at in Central Florida, that nigga was, I don't know, man. He had some female tendencies, bro. And I had to leave that. I had to leave that situation, and that's another example of an energy vampire, bro. Like it might be a motherfucker that you renting from whole time. They want to keep you close just to feed off of your energy, feed off of your magnetism. And once he seen that I was taking vacations, I had the girls and stuff. Niggas started hating. It was a decent sized house, and it was kind of like a, again, it was a decent sized house. I had my own room type shit, but everybody else was like a little bit younger. They'd been through stuff, coming out of jail, or just just going through stuff. And I guess the overseer of the crib, he was like big in the church. So the church was kind of working with this property essentially. But yeah, during the time of me, this is when my YouTube channel was getting monetized. I mean, I had got the car and stuff. So it was elite hating happening. Like it was elite hating happening, bro. Like the shit was fucking crazy. Elite. But hate doesn't happen in the form where it's just somebody walks up to you and say, "Hey, I can't stand everything you stand for. Like you are disgusting. Like move to the side. Why are you outside? This is a sundown state. What are you doing?" Okay, based on what I just said, sundown, you could probably tell the race of that person. The sundown states, you can look it up if you don't know what that is. Anywho, but yeah, I've been through a lot, bro. I've been through a lot. So this year alone, I can make a movie out of. Between this year and last year or whatnot, my whole life was a reality show. Like your life was a reality show, whether you know it or not. Like real talk. So yeah, man, shit. Like being on retention. I think that was the first time I hit 102. I was in the middle of my 120-day streak when all that like crazy shit was happening. Bro, 2022, I could have made the Truman Show. Dead ass serious. All this shit really, like, really, all this shit really is like, there's a secret, invisible, hidden camera. You know what I'm saying? That's picking up all the Akashic records in real time. Like, nigga, you are the live stream. Like, niggas be, and of course, you got nowadays too, like, there's no privacy. You go outside and somebody's ring camera is going to be, watching you. You know what I'm saying? But that says all patterns. Yeah, man. Like you'll be surprised, bro. This is why, like, I do my best to stay locked in, with just not getting too high, not getting too low, because life is gonna keep doing that. How many of y'all? I have a question. This random question just popped into my head. How many of y'all like jokes? How many of you guys like to laugh? If at like, I think the average human likes jokes and they like to laugh, right? The thing about it, bro, it's kind of like when life gives you lemons. This is a rhetorical, and you probably heard this a bunch of times. But when life gives you lemons, you can do two things. You can have a sour face while taking these lemons, pause, or you can get to a point where it's like, I'm going to make lemonade for real, and I'm gonna laugh this shit off, and everything's gonna be good. You'll be surprised at how much negative energy you can diffuse through humor. And it's not even like you trying to be funny, but it's like you finding the humor in what you're experiencing. You know what I'm saying? Once you find the humor in what you're experiencing, and do it from a way, now mind you, a level of discernment, a level of like, balance and stuff like that. But when people start doing weird shit because of your electromagnetism, first of all, people are not used to being around people who have that much electricity flowing through their body and flowing through their aura. So, you know, with that being said, Some people that may not know how to act around that type of dynamic energy. It's rare. You're setting yourself apart from the population. The population, literally, motherfuckers is walking around like just literally like the Walking Dead. Like I ain't gonna hold you, because the reason why I say it is because people have low energy states, like literally low energy, like low as fuck, because they are constantly spending, 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 constantly spending. Gotta create a new neural pathways and attract new experiences. Don't associate to a recognizable past and be open to the unknown future. That's a fact. I'm the funniest guy alive, man. Not fact, shit. Especially if you feel that, ain't nobody see. Funny is subjective. You know what I'm saying? A joke in life. Why do you think comedians are so successful? If you watch an average comedian bit, they always talk about, oh, I have diabetes. Oh, my sister's kids is crazy. Oh, I'm suffering from Tourette's. Motherfuckers, nothing is safe. Motherfuckers talk about all their like flaws and all of like the things that could be wrong in life, but somehow, some way, they find a way to find the joke in it, and it kind of diffuses the original problem that they're going through. And sometimes that's how you have to view your own life. That's how comedians come up with content. This is what I'm learning. I love like stand up comedians and stuff like. I mean, I don't really watch too much stand up because there's different types of comedy, especially when it comes to acting, and it also it just depends on what direction you want to go with your energy as far as like humor is concerned. But for the most part, uh, let's do this. I'm gonna come up with the prompt real quick because, like I said, I'm a nerd. I like to break down everything. And women love guys who are funny, naturally funny, confident funny. You know what I'm saying? Comedians just look at life problems in a perspective of humor, pretty much. And the same thing that like some of these comedians have gone, they've been through some traumatic shit, traumatic as fuck. Probably worse than what you know. This is why they can get away with saying certain things. They say things that like the average people are afraid to say. You said you said if you can make her if you can make her giggle, you can make it jiggle. But hey, we ain't on that type of timing. Not facts. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I'm on that type of time and shit. If I want, but the thing is, it's not even like. No, I see what you're saying. We're actually not on that type of timing, and the reason why I say that is because we don't we don't maliciously say, "Hey, I'm gonna be funny so I can fuck this bitch." Like, I don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas do be saying that though. Be like, man, I'm gonna try to be funny. I'm gonna try to do this, you know, and like they end up becoming a tryhard, or they get the chick and then find out later that she's a narcissist, and now you done trapped yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a byproduct of the you accumulating your energy and cultivating it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't gonna lie, in my older videos, I used to use big words, fancy words to describe what I was going through when I was on retention. And the whole time, like now that I'm researching some of those words, I'm like, God damn, I was accurate as fuck. Like I didn't even know. Like, that's crazy. I remember I used to say things like access your infinite intelligence. Your infinite intelligence is within your life force energy. Anybody can have infinite knowledge if they can tap into that stream of consciousness. You have to understand it's a stream of consciousness that's all around us right now. That's that infinite intelligence. Dog, that shit crazy as hell, bro. I used to say, this is how you know when you like instant downloads and stuff. Like you really have to um, understand and like know how to. First of all, once you get the instant downloads, that's cool. But then you have to learn how to conceptualize it, meaning learn how to put it into words, so that way you can pass on a message if you are a messenger, or for you to understand it, or for your circle to understand it. You have to learn how to conceptualize everything because you are experiencing, put it like this, you have 150 trillion cells within the human body based on, like, the melanin and whatnot. So with that being said, these cells are conscious. These cells eat, sleep, and poop just like you. So you're literally in multi dimensions simultaneously. You blink an eye and nigga, like, all 150 trillion of y'all are in unison. You move your hands, you do all type of shit. There's a lot of shit going on. But like the average person who's not even open to the inner world can't even perceive that. You feel me? If they can't perceive it, they can't conceptualize it. So how they do it, it usually, if it leaks through emotions and habits. People express themselves, they be going through all type of like drama, all type of like what's another word? Energetic entanglements. This is when you're in a relationship with a chick, or a chick puts you in a relationship, but she ain't really paying you no mind. She just has you for emotional insurance. That's an energetic entanglement. Where y'all both really fuck with each other, but y'all not really fucking with each other. This shit crazy. This is all the stuff that I learned this year about what the fuck I've been going through this whole entire time. So yeah, man, I be having like instant downloads and shit like that. Humor, energy, what is happening? Oh yeah, I actually was looking at this from a neurological standpoint. Humor, energy, what is happening in the mind when a guy on retention makes a woman laugh? How to be organically yourself and make them laugh. You gotta, nigga, you gotta be creative with your questions. When you're doing research, you have to have creative questions to research. Once you have creative questions, you're gonna get creative answers. I promise you. He ranges you what is happening in line when a guy on the channel, how to organically can Kelly do that? So I'm actually gonna tell you guys. Um, wait, wow. Oh, let me pause this. While still being centered, because it's all about you at the end of the day. My bad, y'all. I had to prompt this. I had prompted a question for AI. I typed that right when you said that. Okay, here we go. That's saying his why he was. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the science behind why humor hits harder when you're on retention and centered. Okay, so this is the science of it. Um, if you're new to the chat, make sure you like the video. I can't tell if motherfuckers is liking shit right now, so if you could do that for me, I appreciate that. I'm on StreamYard or whatever, so I can't tell. And also, Cash App, Moody Starr, if you resonate with the energy or whatnot. I'm at work, okay? It's 2:32 in the morning. So anyway, here we go. Whatever. So why humor hits harder when you're on retention and centered? When you're on retention and actually centered, not thirsty, not chasing, not proving, your dopamine isn't leaking. Your nervous system is calmer. Your eye contact is steadier. Your voice lands slower and deeper. Your reactions are delayed instead of impulsive. So when you say something funny, it doesn't come from please like me. It comes from this is amusing to me at first. This is why it lands so clean. So she doesn't feel pressure, neediness, social climbing. She feels relief, safety, curiosity, and play. And play is the door to attraction. There's this terminology that I hear all the time. Girls just want to have fun. It's true. They want to have fun. Sometimes they want to reap the benefits of how hard you've been working your whole entire life. And sometimes they might try to flash a titty or some shit. They might lick their lips a certain way. They might do all type of crazy shit. They might say some left field shit to get your endorphins going within your mind. Um, that's fun to them. If you're not emotionally stable as a guy, you won't be able to control the room, or not even control the room, but like control your center. So it's very important that you stay centered while having fun. Fun has to have some type of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So if you're dealing with a woman, once put it like this: when you're on your journey, and I think I'm gonna end up reading this, but when you're on your journey and and this is an instant download, and you're like literally focused on yourself, that's when people want to become a part of your journey, become a part of your story. They want to be like, hey, let me co-star in your movie, nigga, because it look like your movie live as hell. My movie live too. Like fuck it, all this, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you're doing what you need to do for yourself, regardless of how people feel, whether it's 9 people or 9,000 people with you. You see what I'm saying? All right. So, what's actually happening in her mind? When you make her laugh while staying centered, three things fire at once: dopamine, that felt good. She associates your presence with a small emotional reward. Oxytocin, oxytocin, my bad, I keep fucking up this word all the time. Oxytocin, I feel relaxed around. She says, I feel relaxed around him. Laughter lowers her defenses. You're no longer a threat. You're a pleasant signal. Subconscious leader framing, he's not trying. The biggest one, you're not chasing approval, which subconsciously frames you as higher status. You didn't try to be funny. You noticed something funny. That's masculine polarity. Now, I literally just said that maybe 20, 15 minutes ago, where I was talking about like when you're living your life, live like, and was K, BK. Was K, BK actually also said, I lost my train of thought. But basically, my bad, y'all. I'm saying, bro, no offense, but we need it with like, I have to have abbreviated at names. If your name is like kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But it's maybe it's just me. Maybe I just need to hear it so that way it can stick. But the fuck was I saying? All right, let me just keep reading. Subconscious leader framing. He's not trying. The biggest one, oh yeah, now I remember. Basically, wait, biggest one, you're not chasing approval. Yeah, you're not chasing approval. Um, no, wait, you're not chasing approval, which subconsciously frames you as higher status. You don't try to be funny. You know, oh yeah, when you know, like when you see fuck shit happen in your life, find the humor in it. You feel me? Don't. It's like you kind of have to lean into it so that way it doesn't affect you too negatively. You see what I'm saying? Find the humor in life, and that's how like when you share your story, people are either gonna resonate with it or they're not. But that's besides the point. If it's funny to you, then let it be funny to you, my nigga. Like, okay, but you have to find it funny first. You see what I'm saying? Without making it be like, oh, yo, bro, if you share a story and it doesn't land with a chick or whatnot, so be it. You feel me? It's probably based off of like how you say things too. This is why, like, no matter what, you can literally say anything. The initial, I would say, language is going to be electromagnetic, meaning she's going to feel your aura first and see if you're confident enough, and it's either going to spike her expectations, like, damn, this nigga seems confident. So more than likely, whatever you say is going to land. You see what I'm saying? That's masculine polarity. All right, so number three, the difference between trying to be funny versus centered humor. Trying to be funny, rehearse jokes, over talking, rapid fire words, looking for her reaction mid sentence, performing, and that's basically when you're trying to be funny. That then it's just never gonna land. Centered humor, short observations, calm delivery, pauses, zero attachment to outcome. That's very big. This is why a lot of bitches, my bad. This is why a lot of women fuck with me, because when I'm talking to them, it'd be so left field. Like if I was to record some of my like calls, like I'm left field as fuck. Whether like I'm around people or not, like sometimes I'll be on the phone with a chick that I'm talking to, and they be like, "Damn, bro, I gotta put you You on speakerphone right now, dog. You saying too much. Kids are in the house. Like, nigga, goddamn. You feel me? But I could be completely calm and then it's just like left field type shit. It's because I don't really care what the outcome is, but it's nothing never where it's like malicious or I'm attacking. Like, if I'm saying something random, I'm not going to attack you type shit. Now, it depends on the context of the conversation. That shit going to still come from left field. But that's just me utilizing my creative energy, life force energy. The longer I'm on retention, the more shit I could talk, basically. So yeah, centered humor, short observations, calm delivery, pauses, zero attachment to outcome. You'd be amused even if she didn't laugh. So that's key. That's centered. All right. So this is why stoic men who barely speak still get laughs. It's not the joke, it's the state behind the words. And I literally just said that. And maybe I like that I can know this before I actually read this because this is a prompt to AI type shit. All right. So number four, how do things organically how do things organically happen without losing center? Here's the formula you can actually practice. Stay in observe mode and perform mode instead of what can I say to impress. Shift it to what am I noticing right now? That is literally your inner child. That's another word of saying like knowing how to summon your inner child, always noticing everything. Notice, notice, notice. Now, not notice in a narcissistic way where it's like, oh, I'm gonna talk shit about this, but like just lightly notice. Again, you're looking through the lenses of life through your humorous lens. You feel me? People have different lenses. What am I noticing right now? The room, the timing, the situation, her expression, the awkward moment. What's I mean, that's where effortless humor comes from. So a lot of my so when I'm me, I don't know if I'm like I can tell a joke funny type of deal. Like, because again, I'm still trying to like understand the neurological science behind telling jokes, the power of like talking and then talking in front of like 80 people, 100 people at a time, and getting everybody to understand a person's perception through the words that they use and the tone. Like, it's amazing how like it seems like if you're at like a 1 hour or 2 hour stand up comedy show, it's almost like you're traveling with this individual because most of the time people are like telling stories. So you are staying still, but your mind is so captivated that you kind of almost forget that you're in the theater because of what the person is talking about. That's a superpower within itself. Whether you're a preacher, teacher, lawyer, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking for a long time and you can keep people captivated, that's a superpower within itself. So like when people be streaming and shit, that's kind of what it is, except usually they only have people's attention based off of props or based off of like what they see, visuals and shit like that. Me, I am a visual type of person, but again, a lot of this information that I talk about, the common person is not going to look up or find interesting. So if you resonate with this energy and this information, then that's saying a lot about you. You feel me? It's saying that you're not like the rest of the population, and that's actually a good thing. But yeah, so how to do this organically without losing center? Here's the formula. I'm just going to repeat this. Stay in observe mode, not perform mode. Uh, Yeah, stay in observe mode, not perform mode. I feel like I read that wrong earlier. That's why I like repeating or rereading something a couple times to get it through my subconscious mind. All right, instead of what can I say to impress, shift to what am I noticing right now? The room, the timing, the situation, her expression, the awkward moment. That's where effortless humor comes from. All right, so number two, say the first honest thought that amuses you. Not five thoughts later, the first one. That's what makes it spontaneous and real. You'd be surprised at how many things be flowing through my mind when the vibe is good, when the energy is good, especially if I'm vibing with a chick, bro. There'll be a million and one things that be flowing through my mind, and sometimes when I choose the first thing that I can pick from this stream of consciousness and say it lands every time. Like every time when I say, if I'm about to say, if she tells me to pick a choice out of like red or blue, I'm gonna probably say some random ass character from a TV show or something like that. I don't know. Like I'm literally like that. That's something that I don't practice. It just happens naturally because when you're in that creative state, remember, sexual energy is also creative energy. So when you're not constantly using it for sex, you're going to be using it for creativity or for charisma. It naturally comes out. You don't even have to plan or look nothing up. The only reason why I'm looking stuff up is because I want to understand the science behind it. So that way I can control it more in a sense of like shifting my brain state. You know what I'm saying? So I can literally turn my brain on and off as like if I want to be, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm Moody Starr. So I guess I have different moods or whatnot. So, funny, serious, teaching mode, preaching mode, venting mode. You feel me? It's just different energies that I can tap into. You know what I'm saying? So the more self-aware I become, is the more control that I'll have over my inner world and how I can, how people can be affected by the words that I say, the energy that I bring, and I feel like anybody can do this. You get what I'm saying? Anybody can do this. You know when people be like, "Oh, you're so self-centered," like, why are you so self-centered and shit? It's like, damn, when you think about the word self-centered, that's really not they use it in a negative connotation. That's not really bad though. Center yourself, self-centered. Unless I guess people will use it in a way like, "Oh, you're so selfish. You only think about yourself." Blah 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 blah. And some people are like that. I'm not gonna like disregard that. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the end of the day, if you aren't centered, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be an issue. You don't have nothing to stand on. When niggas be like, "Yeah, you stand on business," you gotta center yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because people are always gonna have something. People are gonna criticize. People are gonna be like, "Yo, bro, like you should change the way you talk. You should change the way you walk. You should change the bitches you talk to." Or whatever the case. You should change the words that you're using. People are always going to say something. You feel me? So as long as you got your center, you'll be good. So going back to, if you're just joining the chat, this is MGT Nightcap, and I was just going over why humor hits harder when you're on retention and centered. Okay, so I'm just gonna recap because sometimes my sidebars be taking the conversation left or whatnot. Um, but I want to stay on course with at least uh, reading this. Okay. So why humor hits harder when you're on retention and centered. When you're on retention and actually centered, not thirsty, not chasing, not proving. Your dopamine isn't leaking. Your nervous system is calmer. Your eye contact is steadier. Your voice lands slower and deeper. Your reactions are delayed instead of impulsive. So when you say something funny, it doesn't come from please like me. It comes from this is amusing to me first. That's why it lands so clean. She doesn't feel pressure, neediness, social climbing. She feels relief, safety, curiosity, and play. And play is the door to the attraction. So what is actually happening in her mind when you all right, so when you make her laugh while staying centered, three things fire at once. Dopamine, that felt good. She associates your presence with a small emotional reward. Oxytocin, toxin. Is it toxin? Oxytocin. I feel I feel relaxed around him. That's what she would say. Laughter lowers defenses. You're no longer a threat. You're a pleasant signal. And where we at right now? Subconscious leader. Subconscious leader framing. He's not trying. The biggest one, you're not chasing approval, which subconsciously frames you as higher status. You didn't try to be funny. You noticed something funny. That's masculine polarity. All right. The difference between trying to be funny versus centered humor. Trying to be funny, rehearse jokes, over talking, rapid fire words, looking for her reaction mid sentence, performing. Centered, centered humor, short observations, calm delivery, pauses, zero attachment to outcomes. You'd be amused if she didn't laugh. That's why stoic men who barely speak still get laughs. It's not the joke, it's the state behind the words. So, how to do this organically without losing center? Here's the formula you can actually practice. Stay in observe mode, not perform mode. Instead of what can I say to impress, shift to what I'm noticing right now. The room, the timing, the situation, her expression, the awkward moment. That's where effortless humor comes from. All right. Say the first honest thought that amuses you, not five thoughts later, the first one. That's what makes it spontaneous and real. All right. Deliver it slower than you think you should. That's so I'm on to the next one right now. Okay. I just did like a recap. Centered men don't rush their words. Rushed speech equals leaked energy. Slow delivery makes even simple lines hit harder. Calm down when you're talking to these women, bro. That's it. You'll be surprised at how much the energy changes, bro. It's like you dissolve whatever tension that exists. Trust. I did it. There's times where I'll be wanting to talk and speak up, but like you have to know when to listen and also see the energy, see her aura. You feel me? Whether it's like you're chilling with her or it's on the phone type shit. You feel me? It's a lot more dynamic when you're in person. She can't really hide too much of who she is when you're on retention and you have a level of awareness and body language. You can read that, but most of the time, you might be talking to her on the phone. On the phone, a lot of people can hide a lot more things about them. So it's more so of not getting fooled by what you think the idea of her is, but just understanding energies, patterns, different cues. And then, based on that, once you can understand that, it can determine whether or not you want to pursue that or that's something that's going to like it's affecting your nervous system in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? All right, so number 4, let silence follow the line. Don't stack another joke. Let the moment breathe. Silence after humor equals confidence. All right. So when you say something, let it land, let it marinate, chill. What you in a rush for? Why are we rushing? Like she ain't going nowhere. Relax, let the shit happen, and that's gonna show confidence. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like what I just researched with AI in the prompt. This is true. This is accurate because again, when I'm in my flow state, I don't think about it. You feel me? I just be myself. I don't care what the outcome is. I know I'm confident within myself. I don't think about it. Once you get into that flow state, like 80% of this information, you're probably gonna know in your subconscious mind, but your own unique energy signature has its own mechanisms and own like program already. So you already naturally do this when you're in your flow state, whether you know it or not. I'm just consciously becoming aware of it so I can help to either better my better my experiences or help others better their experiences as well. Okay. So silence after humor equals confidence. So number 5, why does still why is this still all about you? Because the real goal isn't make her laugh. The real goal is stay in my frame while life unfolds. Her laughter is just a byproduct of you being grounded, present, and unapologetically yourself. You don't chase reactions, chase validation, chase female approval. You allow expression, and periodically, that's what pulls women in. So number 6, retention specific power shift. When you're spilling your energy, you joke to get relief. Wait, what? Yeah, when you're spilling your energy, you joke to get relief, get validation, and get attention. When you're retaining, you joke because you're full, you're relaxed, you're already validated internally. That's the biggest part, dog. Being validated already internally is the probably like the most powerful point of this whole entire message in this live. If you don't take anything from this live, uh, become validated internally. You're the judge. Who's the judge? The judge is God. Why is he God? Some shit. Well, he doesn't exist. My bad. I'm jogging through this movie called The Great Debaters. I love that movie. I watched that movie like 10 times. I haven't watched it recently. I plan on watching it. Denzel Washington, great actor. Prolific at speaking. And he's one of them too, dog. Like he's more of a serious person, but he's funny as well. He's funny, he's charismatic. He naturally gets into his flow state. All right, that's the humor. That's why your humor becomes calmer, sharper, more magnetic, and less forced. Number seven, one line that sums it all up. Make yourself laugh first and let others overhear. That's centered humor. That's masculine humor. That's retention aligned humor. Okay. So that was pretty much the science behind um, why humor hits harder when you're on retention and centered. Um, Again, throughout all the videos that I posted, bro, I have over 1,200 videos on YouTube. Like, I have multiple examples of me literally being in that flow state and me unconsciously being funny. I remember I did a video one time, and then like the comment section, it was like, "Dog, Moody Starr, like he be funny as hell, and he don't even know it, or he don't try to." Now there are moments where like I'm like, and that's the thing about being like a comedy connoisseur, because there's different levels of comedy or whatnot. But when you're actually the one speaking and stuff like that, um, you have to be consciously aware of like you don't want to force it or you don't want to act like somebody you're not. You know what I'm saying? If I find something funny, if I relate to it, like at one point in time, I was speaking like I was from Chicago. It do hit different though when I do start talking like I'm from Chicago. Niggas is over whooping. Shout out to OJ Maine and everybody else in Chicago. Um, but yeah, at one point in time, I had my moments where, I was just, what I'm saying. I think at that time too, I was watching a lot of like Chicago documentaries, and I feel like in my past life, I'm from the rack. I feel like I was like a young adolescent kid who passed away at a young age due to drugs, gun violence, and just living fast. So I keep having recurring dreams of like being in the backseat of a car with being strapped up and police chasing us and all type of crazy shit happening. I have never experienced that in my life, in this current life. I've never done nothing like that before. But having these reoccurring lucid ass dreams about some shit is crazy work. So I think that um, it actually explains the reason why I tend to gravitate to things. Different cultures. You feel me? And everybody's based on where you're at, based on like your energy, your aura and stuff like that. It'll be shaped based on your environment. You feel me? But don't let the environment affect your inner world or your inner environment. You know what I'm saying? You can experience it. It's going to affect you regardless, but you can experience it. But don't let it consume you to the point where it's like now you identify as being with being a person from Chicago or Miami or New York. But really, nigga, you worldwide, world star, you worldwide already, bro. Like you're not just an American. You get what I'm saying? Um, But that's up to you. If you want to just be American, just be black, just be white, just be you, whatever, that's okay. Shit. You can still live. Shit, you good in my world, in my universe. I don't give a fuck. But you know, I'm just giving you guys like I guess like a preview of 2026 of like where this energy is going because I'm probably gonna extend while we basically when we get to 2026, like I'm still going to be dropping videos on my Patreon and my members only. But keep in mind, I want to keep these lives going. So I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna try to go live. If I go live at least twice a day, because again, I'm treating this shit like a job. Um, with more information and just like, also centered energy. Because again, I know when I wasn't smoking weed, I was extremely sober and I was like kind of anxious like when I was doing my videos. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like my videos was bad, but this time around, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I take breaks, you feel me? I don't smoke every day. You feel me? It's literally I smoke at a certain period of time during the month and then I stop. Because if I smoke every day, nigga, like I'm gonna get lazy as hell. You feel me? This shit comfortable as fuck. Like I like shit. It's been 2 days that I had a little bit of Mary Jane, and I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of the stuff that I was stressed about prior to, like, I'm not stressed anymore. And I'm just like, damn, bro. Like I was worried about so much. But the thing about it is like I'm currently learning my niche. You feel me? My niche is very unique. I'm spiritual, but then I'm also a scientist. I'm also an alchemist. I'm also a comedian. I'm also a musician. I'm an actor. I can do. I literally can do a lot of shit. This is before the VVs, and before the bust down rollies. Okay, I'm letting you know now that you can literally obtain anything you want in life. Definitely, if you put your mind to it, just understand like it's very attainable. Like you really can do whatever you want, especially as a man in today's day and age, when so much shit is stacked up against you. And when I'm talking about the men, I'm more so I'm more so talking about like the guys who, because when I usually when I hear a woman's story, it's always how the guy did some messed up shit. I'm not gonna disregard that, but I don't represent those guys who, put their hands on a woman and just all that crazy extra curricular shit. Like there's nothing wrong with the Mary. Some people just use it incorrectly. Not for sure, bro. They really do. I was using it incorrectly, nigga. If you use it every day, because again, like I just woke up from my weed coma, bro. Like what? I've been live for about an hour. When I woke up from my weed coma, I had dinner that I didn't throw away because I really realized too, like like since I've been sober, I've been a lot more cleaner. Like my room, I'm staying on top of like keeping my room clean, and that's kind of like a direct reflection of keeping your spirit clean. You know what I'm saying? Or at least trying to. I'm not gonna act like my spirit ain't get dirty. My spirit definitely has gotten dirty plenty of times. You feel me? But it's like if you go outside and you go for a jog, like now I kind of don't like randomly going for certain jogs uh and I'm not trying to say like I run in traffic, but I'm just saying like main roads I don't like jogging for some reason. I would be running past plants and shit or whatnot, and then when I get home a nigga be itchy as fuck. I'd be like, what the fuck, bro? Like I can't even walk up the street. But and I think it has a lot to do with the things that they spray on the plants and shit. Because I used to work in landscaping, so I understand. So I rather like go to a park where there's not too much like plants and shit like that. Cause motherfuckers be fucking it up, bro. Like I'm supposed to be in Mother Nature enjoying this shit. They spraying shit, trying to kill the weeds and stuff. But essentially, basically, what I'm saying is you're gonna get dirty, so you have to have some type of protocol to clean yourself. Okay, some people get dirty and then they wallop in their filth. You feel me? And then they don't get up, they don't want to wipe their ass and shit. It's like they rather just shit on more shit. And I mean to TMI, but you feel me? That's how people sometimes walk around spiritually. So it's like if you want to spiritually cleanse yourself, you got to start with positive self-talk. You got to start with grounding. You got to start with like just acknowledging your flaws, acknowledging that like just acknowledge all the serious shit before you can get to the fun shit. Because life instantly gets so entertaining, very entertaining once you start to look through the humorous lens of life, but also still keeping a level of seriousness. Because not everything is a joke. it might be. I mean, you could joke about anything, but not everything that happens. Especially things appear to be funny only before it happens to you. Once it happens to you, then now it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, bro. That's what I'm saying. God knows how to humble me, and I appreciate the relationship that I have with the Creator, whether it's a god or a goddess, because we all know we came out of woman's pussy. So with that being said, that's a level of God or whatnot, and I think that guys are a level of God as well too. You feel me? We are in charge of the spark of life. You feel me? But so yeah, that's just where I'm at right now as far as like my energy goes. Like I'm working on staying calm, cool, and collected. And as I'm learning and as I'm building I'm slowly building like a franchise. And I'm gonna have like different business partners and stuff. But I'm slowly building something. I have a lot of information. I have a lot of content, and there's a whole lot of different directions I can go as far as like being an actor, songwriter, whatever the fuck. You feel me? But me personally, I like my freedom. I don't like people telling me what to do. I like to move at on my schedule and my pace because when I try to move on other people's pace, I tend to do it better than they do. Or if I have a job, like a regular like 9 to 5 job, if I'm working at McDonald's or some shit, I tend to take my job a lot more seriously than a lot of my coworkers. That's just a habit of that's just what be happening. And usually when I see people don't move at the optimal level that they're supposed to move at, or I think that they're supposed to move at, I get frustrated. Then I start doing the minimal work, and usually that's how me and jobs don't work out. They either fire me because it seems like, oh, why you're always on your phone or you're slacking. I'm like, nigga, since I got here, I was trying to get you motherfuckers to stop slacking. Niggas don't want to stop slacking. Fuck that. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna earn my money, and I'm gonna do the bare minimum. I'm gonna give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so I'm done. Like I would say this year, I can finally say goodbye to trying to fit in with the 9 to 5 life. Side jobs, cool, whatever. Side gigs, that's cool. But the actual 9 to 5 clocking in, can't do it, bro. I can't do it no more. If you're doing it, shout out to you, bro. If you're currently at work right now doing a 12-hour shift or an 8-hour shift, shout out to you. A job is not bad. I'm not saying a job is bad. I'm just saying for me, I've been trying to fit in for my entire life. My entire life. Like this year alone, I found out that like most of my life is kind of like a lie, and I've been trying to take a lie and make salad out of it. Like basically take life's lemons and make lemon juice. You feel me? But apparently, due to um, misunderstandings, your closest loved ones. Imagine somebody that you're extremely close to says, "Hey, I'll threaten to call the police on you," only because they don't even understand your mental state. That's a hell of a thing to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I think one of the biggest enemies in America, being a black man, is what child support and the police. You feel me? Child support and the police. And I'm not on child support or whatnot, but I see a lot of my peers that go through it, and that's a different that's a different type of beast. But the whole trying to get police involved all because you don't even understand someone who's supposed to be close to you. You get what I'm saying? It's just like diabolical, and I don't hold grudges. It is what it is, and I also don't want to embarrass people. So I'm not gonna speak too much on that, but I'm just gonna say like that shit hurt. Like this shit hurt me. You feel me? So that in turn kind of let me know, number one, nobody gives a fuck that I'm hurt. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? That's how society treats men usually. You feel me? So I say, you know what, bro? It's all good. Let me center myself and let me just have a solid foundation nobody can rock me from. Because all my life I've been moved off centered left and fucking right. Just because somebody triggered me or just because somebody wasn't treating me right, I say, you know what? I'm gonna fall into addiction for drugs, porn, all this other shit. And whole time falling into that addiction, that shit wasn't satisfying enough either. Nigga, if I really wanted to do some shit every single day, I will do it. I don't give a fuck. If I really want it, I'm gonna do it. Like if I'm going live every day, that means that's something that I want to do. The fact that like if you ever been through some type of drug addiction or some type of like weird phase in your life where you just like you're doing some shit, if you really want to do it, it wouldn't be a phase. That's something that you'll be doing. But because it's like it's still not feeding the soul and you still feel like conflicted from within, you're gonna stop doing whatever the fuck you was doing. So for me, that's how I was with food, with the females I was talking to, um, with the my relationship with marijuana, like all this shit, bro. Like when, especially internally for me, you feel me? Because I'm self-aware enough to know internally, do I like this shit? Do I fuck with it? If I fuck with it wholeheartedly, I'm going to do this shit every day, damn near, or at least every other day, so I don't get tired of it, so I can keep the value of it. Because sometimes if you do a specific thing every single day, then sometimes it gets predictable. So with me, it's kind of like I want to be in a space where I'm not internally conflicted. I have the utmost confidence. I have the utmost clarity, and you know, I know what's good for me. You feel me? On a comfortable scale. So once I get to that point where I'm like, okay, cool. My center, or like my, my place where I can go home, like I can be out in public and I can still go home type shit on some inner world type shit. You feel me? uh, I'm building a solid foundation so that way, like when I talk to people, if I see people, people try to troll me or whatever the fuck, I've been ready. And I think this information, I'm not gonna hold you, this information is like kind of futuristic. Um, this information, as far as like retaining your energy, it will always be relevant, bro. I don't care how advanced technology gets. Like this information will always be relevant, always, because it's the original computer. Like you are the original biological computer. You are the original iPad, the cell phone. All these ideas and shit, cameras and shit like that, they get that from you. Your eyes are literally like a camera. If you look in the mirror and you look close, your eyes mirror literally a camera. Like look at the lens of a camera and look at your eyes. That shit's mirror. It damn near, y'all damn near twins at this point. So with that being said, understand you can still upgrade your original DNA, your original biological human computer. This is the original technology. When you meditate, inhale, exhale, when you're breathing, when you're vibing, um, this is the you are the original AI, bro. They want to say artificial intelligence because you know what I'm saying artificial. This is artificial and shit like. But you are the original intelligence. You're not artificial. You're just the original intelligence. And this is why you can have access to infinite intelligence. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's it for now. I think I'm gonna end this live. Shout out to everybody out there doing what you got to do from whatever country that you're tuning into. It's current. This is a currently. It's nighttime. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning over here. I'm probably gonna do some more research on, just neuroscience and metaphysics and understanding the brain, understanding different energy fields. Um, the moon is out, it's looking nice and stuff. So you guys stay locked in. If you resonate with this information, you can definitely drop a bag on the Cash App to support the team. I'm gonna definitely see you guys on the next live. MGT, what to do? It's your boy Moody Starr, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new, you already know what to do, man. Become a subscriber, like the video, and join MGT. This is a channel where I like to highlight current events and talk about my spiritual walk in this beautiful, fucked up, sideways ass matrix. Now, first of all, I gotta say a special shout out to anybody that's holding on to your energy, going within and being high vibrational here at NGT. This is what we do. We work on ourselves every single day. Intro for the outro. If you made it to the end of this live, if you was here the whole time, shout out to you, bro. Y'all stay locked in. I know a lot of people on live right now talking about bullshit. I know it. Um, some, not all people. Not all people. You got other people who are raising the frequency and the consciousness. So shout out to that community. Shout out to everybody who's doing what they got to do. I'm gonna definitely see you guys on the next video. Probably gonna, like I said, do a little bit more research and go the fuck back to sleep. I'm definitely see you guys on the next one. Peace. Yeah, let's get to 120. An hour and 20 minutes. Hurry up. All right, y'all. Peace.